Welcome to Great Life Coaching. It's been a minute, right, y'all? Um, I have another channel I've been working on lately a lot. It's called LaFleur Arms, and it has to do with guns, weapons, range, funny stuff, military and stuff like that. Um, but for the audience I have for Great Life Coaching, I haven't forgot about you. In today's video, I was listening to a podcast earlier, and they were talking about um, is white supremacy real, or what is white supremacy, and is it real? I really don't know. Obviously, the people in power mostly are those with money, um, and in America, most people, the majority of the people with the money, the one percenters or whatever you want to call them, are white. This, Now, are they bad because they're white, or are they bad because they have money? I don't know. Nobody really knows what goes through people's minds. So, in my experience, if I compare myself, a 45-year-old man with a master's degree, I sh- if I was white, would I be in a different spot? Truly, I don't know. I do know this: to my people of color. First, okay, so I'm trying to talk like if you're here, but my time in the army. So when I joined the army, coming from right out of high school, joined the army, and first thing I noticed was not color. I noticed height. So I noticed those that were taller than me, which was most. So I was a tanker in the army. For some reason, everybody in my training was tall, like at least 6 foot tall, and the ones that weren't were still taller than me. I remember maybe one or two other people being shorter than me. But I bring that up because I noticed that the tall ones in the very beginning were picked for leadership positions before anybody even knew anything. And shortly after, I realized I had to try a little bit harder. And what do I mean by that? Well, a 6 foot person that walks has a longer stride than I do. So marching, road marks, running, my little legs had to work a little bit harder. But I learned that yes, I have to work harder, but I can still do just as good as everybody else. So if I compare that to white supremacy, you might have to work a little bit harder, y'all. And unfortunately, that's what it is. But don't be afraid of hard work, because there's gratitude and there's a lot of reward to it. Great work, working hard and getting rewarded, maybe not monetarily, but in success. So in my spot, if I look at Hispanic men, I'm probably a minority when it comes to those that are educated with a bachelor's and a master's. On top of that, my wife also is educated, bachelor's and master's. I have a daughter that's going to school, earning her bachelor's, and I have an older son who's successful in the army. So even though I might be, I might not be at a financial level that other people are at my age with my education, I believe my legacy of my children will be greater because, yes, I worked hard, but I also I put family first. So you got to pay for things. If you have a job where you work 16 hours a day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, but you earn, three, 400,000, yeah, you have money. But if you have kids, what kind of loss of time are you dealing with? So in psychology, the formative years for children are really the first 4 years. And that's why America is backwards, because I really believe the mother should stay home with the child, and if can't, then the father does. And in our situation with our youngest one, I was a stay-at-home dad while my wife was still working full-time. But the thing is that one of us were there for the developmental years all the time. And that pays in so much dividends for that child's future. So look at it the other way. Let's look at Hunter Biden. He's into coke and whatever else. Let's look at his dad. He's been a senator for Delaware for 500 years, vice president, now president. You really think he spent quality time with his kids enough? Probably not. And that's probably if your kids are not doing well, it could be an indicator that you're not spending enough quality time with them. And just because you spend time with them doesn't mean it's quality time. So you got to do stuff with them that they want to do. If they want to follow you around and learn what you're doing, let them do it. Yeah, it could be annoying because they want to help and they might not be able to do it, but they're learning life skills. So an example of that is my 6-year-old daughter is always watching me do stuff, and she watched me play with the generator and turn it on. She knows how to do it. One day she's like, "Daddy, can I try?" Sure. She tried and tried and tried. First time she didn't get it. Then I taught her technique, and I just showed her like what I do, because I know she's not as strong as me, and to her she was trying to pull all the way back, but the key is short, fast strokes, right? And the way I do it, because obviously I'm not a large guy. So I know technique is very important when it comes to doing stuff. So I told her you got to push with your left hand and you pull with your right, so that way you have a motion like that, right? And she did it. She's able to turn on the generator, and now every time she knows that it's time to turn the generator on, she does it. Even now she's got it down to 1 or 2 pulls, and I think that's great. So in this day and age, some people might be like, well, it's a girl, you probably shouldn't teach her that. Why not? I want her to be able to not always have to depend on somebody to help her. I want her to know that she can do things on her own, but I want to understand that as her daddy, she doesn't have to be there alone. I'll be at her side if she needs help. So that's good lessons in life. So that's quality time. Example of spending time with your kids is not quality time is if I'm sitting on my video game, and I'm guilty of this, and she wants to watch me, or she asking questions, and I don't want to be bothered because I'm playing, and yeah, she's there with me, but it's not quality time. So I could spend an hour or two going back and forth from the game to her, and she's not getting the attention she needs. It's not serving her anything. It's not serving me anything. Kids are able to see priorities you have in your life. If they're your priority, they're gonna remember that. These are lessons learned that I wish I had in my early adult years. But anyway, going back to the white supremacy thing, does it exist? Probably. Is it on a grand scale like we think it is? Probably not. Does it affect a lot of people? Yes, because it's the little amount of people that do it that affects us. So politicians, people with money, that let it happen or don't talk about it, they're a problem. But don't let it stop you. Don't judge people based on what the media says and all that. So if you have a white friend and you know them personally, don't group them with that title of white supremacist. It's not fair to them. Let individuals have the ability to prove who they are to you before you judge them. And that's how I want people to see me. I want people to see me for what I'm worth, not what I look like. Not that I'm brown, not that I'm short, not that whatever they might, perceive. So stop looking at people through your physical lens and look at people with your emotional lens. Are they emotionally stable? Are they going to lift you up when you're down? Are they going to be there for you when you need them? Or are you going to be there for them when they need you? Are you gonna be happy when they succeed? Are you gonna be jealous when they succeed? You know, those are the things that matter when it comes to friendship, family, and relationships. The physical, that fades away after a while. But anyway, guys, at this point, I'm just blabbering on. It's hot. Internet's not working right now. I'm just in my thoughts, in my mind. Not a bad place to be. We should all spend time in our minds. Like I tell a lot of my clients, the person who talks to you the most is yourself. When you wake up in the morning, your first thought is a discussion with yourself. And by the way, God can hear those thoughts. Anyway, thanks so much for watching Great Life Coaching. Um, I'll be back later, y'all. Have a great weekend. Bye.